got an email from Spotify. Let's go. It's happening. Okay, Google, play Tyler on Spotify.
Playing Tyler, the creator on Spotify.
No, we could edit that out, right? Hello. My name's Tyler. I'm a photographer and artist based here in Seattle, Washington. And look, y'all, quarantine has definitely been giving me a lot more free time at home. So I reached the obvious conclusion, I should use this free time to become a rapper. So with a budget of $0, I'm going to show you everything I did leading up to releasing my first single on Spotify. I don't know, I just want to make more videos. The first thing we got to do is find a beat. Lo-fi. And now all of these tracks are usually under these Creative Commons license. I'm sure there's still some legal challenges, but you know, we're just gonna keep I've been scrolling through for quite some time now, and I found this low-key producer. He goes by the name Samurai Zach. He has this track called Need Some Time Alone. So here's a listen. So yeah, I think this might be the vibe. Yo, I really love this beat on writing some vocals. Or is that chill? He responded. Absolutely, my friend. Thank you for the kind words. Sick. Alright, so we're gonna download this, and now it's time to get into the lyrics. So I wanted to get into the mindset of a rapper. One of the greats, Lil Wayne.
I don't write.
You don't write.
I just go in there and what I was feeling that day is how it goes.
So I actually just started freestyling everywhere I went. I'm hella sleepy. I thought this vid would be easy, but I keep making skits cause I think that I'm funny. Eventually, I would pick up a few lines that I could write down and build off of later. Alright y'all, we're in the studio about to record this in one take. I'm gonna be using this USB Blue Yeti. We're just gonna wing it. What do we try? Alright, and as suspected, I am kind of trash, but I think I know what's missing. Much better. You didn't see that? Alright, let's do this. Alright, so it's been a couple days and I finished my recordings and put my best clips into a multi-track here in Audition 2020. For my first sort of public run on mixing, the biggest thing I wanted to watch out for was the imbalance between my vocals and the rest of the track. I watched a couple of tutorials from this YouTuber named Kelly, and he gave me the tip to lower the master volume on all of my channels to have a little more breathing room while I'm mastering. I mainly only use stock effects. The priorities would probably be to use your EQ and get rid of some of the muffling sound in both the track and in your vocals, and also boost your highs just a smidge to build some clarity. And for all those non-musicians, I actually found a website called audiokeychain.com. This site actually helps identify what key signature your song is in. So you plop in your audio file and boom, you take that key signature into auto-tune. I got that here. Just match that and theoretically you might sound a tad bit better. Here's before all this stock effects. I've been lost for too long. You the one make me feel strong. And here is the after. I've been lost for too long. You the one make me feel strong. Alright, so now with the track finished, it's time to make our cover art. So I got into a pretty vulnerable headspace during this lo-fi track, and so I wanted my cover art to represent two ideas. The first was actually off a line that says, if they ever leave, will I have a home? See the sky been gray, all I ever know. And so I kind of wanted to run off of that idea of gray skies. A few weeks back, I was actually just doing my usual thing, just taking some photos around town, and I stumbled into this little marshland. I ended up with a shot like this. and I sort of just loved how it was a really hazy day. And the second thing that inspired me was all of the lo-fi characters that are present in YouTube videos and all that. I wanted to add a character to sort of like emerge from the black and white with a bunch of color. So I'll just keep it simple and call the track Gray Skies. Alrighty, so with the cover art and the track done, we are ready to find a distributor. So you can't actually just release your songs onto Spotify. You actually have to find a distributor. I actually ended up going with RouteNote. They get decent reviews, but I'm mainly going with them because they are free. They do have a pro version and a free version. The pro version, you actually get to keep 100% of the revenue of your streams. In the free version, they're gonna be taking 15%, but I'm like, pennies. Okay, so while we're waiting for my track to be approved, I also need to create some images for my artist profile on Spotify before it goes live. So based on some of the references I saw, I figured self-portraits could be kind of cool, and I live in this weird dingy basement that has a window into my room, and so I thought to use it as some subframing that will lead into me inside my bedroom. I don't know, I think if we can pull this off, it'll feel very intimate, kind of melancholy. So yeah, let's see how they turn out. To light these images, I got this old lamp from my pops, and I'm also gonna use my reflector here to bounce some of that artificial light back into my face. I think I'm gonna find a seat sort of near the edge of my bed here. Alright, and I'm just gonna connect to my phone using the Sony imaging app. And alright, here we go. With those portraits out of the way, it's time to think about editing. And I want to emphasize a bit of that warmth and melancholy that already exists in these portraits. So for those in the photography realm, we kind of just know that film hits different. I mean, the natural tones and grain somehow just creates a real sense of intimacy. Don't blow me up on this, but I think I'm gonna try to emulate some of that film umami with my digital photos. So let's hop into Lightroom here, and one thing that I've noticed a lot with some film stocks is that in low lit environments they tend to add some warmth and green tones into the shadows. So I'm just gonna do that using the curves panel, and here this image is fairly dark, so I'm just gonna bring up these greens and dial it back. The other key features that I'm looking for to lower a bit of the clarity, the dehaze, and also a bit of that texture, just to remove some of that digital sharpness. And lastly, I'm just gonna add a smidge of grain. I mentioned this a bit earlier, but sort of knowing that I already got some existing artifacts from shooting at a pretty high ISO, I actually did a little bit of noise reduction a bit later. So yeah, here is how they turned out. What do you think? Did I get that umami? Let me know in the comments. Oh man. Yeah. Alright, the day is here. The song is officially live on Spotify and streaming on all other platforms. Honestly, it's super fun to say that. Let's see it all together. You're the one, make me feel strong. I got wrongs to repair. Know the day's still out there. I see clearer in the darkness, only miss you when you're gone. The only thing I can commit to is admitting that I'm wrong. I know I don't deserve much, never open what I own. I promise I'll be better, but I'll die. So I know this track isn't really quite playlist material yet, so I didn't really bother with any huge pre-releases. I'm mainly just gonna share some of the content to a few of my friends, and I don't know, maybe even make a whole video breaking down everything I did leading up to the single.